Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Well, welcome. Thanks so much for being here with us tonight um, in our Little with Great Love live revival event series. If you've been joining us this whole time, we're so grateful. I'm grateful that you're still here. Um, I'm Danielle Knight. I'm a contributor and chief storyteller at Little with Great Love, and I'm joined by my dear friend, former roommate, and also a fellow contributor, Sefanit McConan.
Hello. And
Tonight,
cheers.
cheers, everybody. Tonight, we'll be discussing a topic that is near and dear to our hearts. What does it mean to be fully alive? Becoming who we're meant to be is set the world on fire. These are pretty exciting topics. So we're so here either to have you with us or that you're watching this later. We know that some of you guys are gonna maybe catch wind of this in our feeds later. So if you haven't already, take a moment, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the socials. We'd love to have you join us on this journey. So we're just going to kick off and jump right into it, Sefanit. We've got a lot to kind of go over, but we've talked about this.
Just like the old days.
Just like the olden days when we lived together. So I'm in Houston, Texas. Sefanit and I were roommates in Dallas for a while, and then I came home to Houston.
And I followed her.
Then she followed me to become my roommate. Now she's gone back to Dallas with her beautiful family. So she has a gorgeous family with a wonderful husband and two beautiful little boys. I'm single, living in Houston. So we have different journeys and different backgrounds to pull from. So let's
different journeys, but in a lot of ways very similar as well. So
yes, very true. Well, let's jump right into it. So, what does it mean to be fully alive? Becoming who we are meant to be to set the world on fire. Stefanos, I mean, I want to kick this to you because you do such a great job of talking about like what the truth is, like this big lie, right? We've talked about what's the lie that originated in the garden about who God is and what he wants for us.
Yeah, no, I think it's it's a journey. I think that God wants all of us to take. It's a truth that he wants to reveal to all of our hearts. Because I think one of the battles in life is like we don't know what we're created for. We don't know why we're here, why we exist. I mean, is it just to succeed, to make money, to hustle, is it love? Is it, what is, why do we exist? I think, you talk, the big lie, right? Like in the garden, the primordial, lie. It's just this idea that God God wants to keep something from us, right? That we have to grasp at our own happiness. Like if we don't make it happen, it's not going to happen. And God, God doesn't, he doesn't want what's best for us. He wants to keep us, keep something from us. He wants to, Satan whispered in the ear of Eve, even though every tree in the garden is theirs to eat, why doesn't he want you to have that tree? Why doesn't he want you to eat from that fruit? He wants to keep something from you, get it, take it, you got to take it for yourself. And it's something that we constantly, I think, are tempted with, right? Like this idea that I can't wait on the Lord. I can't look to him to show me the path of life and to show me his plans for me. I have to make it happen for myself. I have to make my own happiness. I have to grasp at it. So
that's striving.
I think
striving.
Yeah.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I forgot to say hello to anybody who's with us. And our lovely Miss Kelly Davis says, "Hello, beautiful ladies." Do you see that?
Oh, I do. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Kelly.
Show us some love, girl.
Aw, Miss Kelly. And Emma, are you there? I see that you're registered. Are you there? I miss you, girl.
I don't know if Emma's on, but let's see.
Yeah.
We have live. We have Lisa, Kelly, and
Lisa.
us. Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to piggyback off of what you're off of what you're saying, like the goodness of God. And I mean, I think, to go back maybe, what gets me really excited, I heard this quote, I think from Mother Angelica one time. She was like, God has been waiting centuries for you to be born. And just like this idea that like, because we know God is like the painter and the divine storyteller, or the, the potter and the clay, like forming us, that for centuries he would have had an idea of like who Sefanit is and who I am and who we all are. And he's like, this is my beautiful dream of who she is. And this is like all I have carved her in this way. And I have like this beautiful imagination of what that will look like when she knows who she is and she's able to go out to the world and be that person full of my love and just so aware of who she is, like this beloved daughter. And like how powerful,
right?
That confidence, that freedom, that joy. And maybe it's like more freedom than anything, right? Because life is still hard. Like, doesn't mean it's easy, but like this beautiful story that God wants to write. But yeah.
That's so beautifully said. I remember the first time I heard this quote, it struck me as like, wow, is that really what it's about? Like, Saint Irenaeus says, the glory of God is man fully alive, right? Like, so God wants us to be fully alive in every, dimension of our lives, right? So our spirit, our emotional dimension, our, spiritual dimension, our physical dimension, our every single area of our life. I think oftentimes, like religious people, we live such disintegrated lives. We are very, maybe high religion. I just went to this workshop. This is kind of off topic, but I just went to this workshop on the evils of pornography, right? Like, kind of random, but it was really interesting. He's like an expert, like counselor. He said, he said that it's a higher amount of people from people who struggle with pornography or addicted to it. Most, like, there's a higher amount of people that are religious, right, than not. Which I found very interesting, because it's like oftentimes we don't see that a faith in God should free us, right? It should integrate. Faith is meant, we're to be integrated people, right? Where God informs our faith in God, God's love, His freedom informs every dimension of our lives. Because God wants us to be, free and fully happy, and that's the glory. God created man, each one of us. He created Danielle, He created me, to be the beautiful masterpieces, and it's like sometimes we just don't allow the fullest potential of what faith can be, in our lives, totally unleashed.
Yeah, this idea of freedom, like I was thinking about this and praying about it recently, like in order to be free, what's required? Like, I mean, yeah, okay, I need to, maybe like I believe lies of all this stuff over my life, I'm not good enough or whatever. And then we've talked about this, like, okay, let me like undo the mindset, right? Like,
right.
Psychology principle, can I replace that one truth or that one lie with like 17 truths or whatever? But then I was praying about this and I was like, okay, I have to receive the truth that I'm God's beloved daughter in my head. I got to receive it in my heart somehow. And like how difficult that can be. So it's like, okay, that's one way we can maybe go about like responding to this call by God to like be free and to enter into our freedom. And then I listened to this, a podcast from the Abiding Together. And like their last one, I think, was like the power of leisure and play.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. And there was just like this idea of God wanting playful children. I was just thinking like, when we can do that, when we can enter into a freedom in our heads and our hearts where I've been totally filled up with this love to where it's like, I'm just a free child, you know, I'm just free.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the quotes that shared, and I have it because I want to share it, was actually from God to this nun, Sister Marie of the Trinity. And I think she was kind of a protege of Saint Therese of Lisieux. And God told her, it's easier to find laborers to work than children to play. And I desire children. And how like God is not like, yes, he has great goals and plans in mind for who create us to be, like, you know, set the world on fire. But before we get there, we need to be able to just like frolic in the playground, right? Because we need to be that free so that we can like know how good he is and then be like dynamic and powerful, you know? But we have to get there, you know, it doesn't mean God can't use us if we're not, but like, that's his dream, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The image I have when you talk about children frolicking of God's love is you salsa dancing.
That's right. Oh my God.
For some reason, you said that, and I just had this image of you like swirling, you know, like twirling across the dance floor.
I'm so glad you're going to let me talk about salsa dancing here, but no, go ahead.
Yeah, I love that. I love what you said. That's absolutely true. You know, because, you know, we talk about like, I think, you know, sometimes like we think, once you're secure, you know, once you're secure in God's love, right? In your identity, right? Your identity as a child of God, as a good daughter of God. I think, you know, things kind of shift, you know, it's like, see, because the evil one, right? He wants to lie to us. He wants to discourage us, right? He takes truths and he twists them, right? So for example, if there's a truth about us, you know, like let's say, you know, procrastination. I don't know. I'm just, you know, okay, so we procrastinate, right? The evil one's like, you little, you know, you're just so horrible. Like you can't get anything right. You're, you know, whatever it is. He wants to discourage us from striving, you know, but God's voice doesn't ignore the fact that maybe we need to, you know, do things a little bit more timely. But it's like the way that we hear, the way that God communicates that truth encourages us, gives us courage, right, to strive for that virtue, you know. And so we don't, you know, like, it's just, you know, we can go in the whole thing, like, right, like about a discernment of spirits and all that kind of stuff. But like, I think for me, that's when my restoration journey really began, right? It's when I really understood, like, okay, so God wants the best for me. He's created me to be happy, fully alive, holy, you know, totally set on fire. And there are dimensions of my life, there are things in my life that's keeping me from that, right? But the voice wasn't one that depressed me. It wasn't one that made me feel like, man, I'm just so, you know, horrible and you know, I just can't get. It was a voice that was like, you can do this, you know, you can, whatever it is, and you can. It is like frolicking, you know, and play, because, you know, it's exhilarating, you know. It's like whatever that dimension of your life is that, you know, you need healing in, and you know, you need, you know, to kind of surrender it to the Lord and to see, like, okay, God, I know I need help in this area. Yeah. Like, God wants to give you every grace you need, you know, every virtue you need to succeed and to, like, to really, you know, flourish in that area.
Well, and like what you just said, like the enjoyment of frolicking, like that desire, where'd it come from? Well, he put it there. It's like, children love to play. I put in their hearts a desire to play, and when they do it, I just love to see it because they are in tune with the desires of their heart. Like, you know, like it's like a simple, you know. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things you said that I wanted, but, you know, going back to what you said about like the lies, you know, like, yeah, there's reasons why we can live in that operate in the freedom and not. And so, yeah, I mean, we're coming at this in our own journeys. I mean, I know I have mine, you have yours, of where like the lies we believed, the things that were repeated over time. And so, or experiences, maybe it's like lies, maybe it's the way somebody treated us, maybe it's trauma, maybe it's like whatever in the world. And we have to, like, through the grace of God and, maybe people he's put in our life, learn how to start to say, hey, like, that's not true. And, and I know what I wanted to say. You were saying about like how God is on our side. He's on our team. Like he's not watching us on the playground saying, oh, those kids aren't like out in the vineyard working and slaving away from me. He's like, yes, children, like go play. Like, I'm happy that you're happy. I'm happy that you're enjoying yourself, because guess what? I enjoy you. Like, I loved you so much that centuries ago, I thought about you. And so here you are. I want you to have the best life possible. It doesn't mean that it's always going to be easy, but I want you to like really live it, because he's for us and not against us.
Yeah. I love that. I love how you said he's on our side, he's for us. That's beautiful. Yeah. I think something that threatens that surety of that is anxiety and fear. I think so often people, are so afraid, right? But it's interesting. Afraid, I think, more of the future than anything else. It's the unknown. It's the future. Because if you really, it's like I think most of the time people can make it through the present moment, because God's grace is operative in the present moment. So I don't know. I think even that's a lie. I find myself, I fall into anxiety and fear too. And I'm like, okay, what am I afraid of? Like, what, like, what is it? It's always like the future. Like, God isn't gonna, come through for me in the future. But if I ever look, from the past, like every example I've ever had in my past is like, he always comes through for me. So, why do I? Yeah.
Well, yeah. And with fear too, like, I've experienced like in a lot of like the healing work I've done, you have fear. Like if we're not fully integrated, if we're not fully free, if there's things about us that were areas where we still need freedom in, well, there's a reason we're not free yet. Like, it's because like, oh, I'm too scared to go there. Or, oh, God wants to work freedom in that part of my heart. Okay, well, there's a, like, and is that a locked part of my heart? Is it numb? Is it hardened? Okay, well, there's a reason it's hardened, because there was something that happened, or there was like over time. So, I mean, you want like, I need to go to that place? Like, well, yeah. And that might be really terrifying. But, the more as we walk this road, the more we can get it into our minds and our hearts, like, okay, God's good. He's on my side. I believe that. All right, this is super scary maybe, but I'm going to still walk there because I know enough now to believe that he's good,
Yeah. And, one thing I would add to that is also like understanding what we mean by he's on my side. I think for a long time, I think I thought being fully alive, having God on my side, like being secure in his love for me meant that I was exempt from suffering, like that God would answer every prayer I prayed. God would, and very promptly, promptly as well, like when I prayed, when I needed it, I would get, and part of it was like, I did live a very charmed life, to a certain extent.
You used to tell me,
so I just thought,
yeah, you would tell me things like that. You're just like God's princess living in his favor all the time, which you are.
I was like, I get everything I want. Like, I understand, Father Jeremiah used to say that to me. He's like, God gives you everything you want. I'm so sick of it, But, that has not, that's come to an end, So I have experienced some legit suffering, I could say, like stuff, and it threw me for a loop. I was like, wait, hold up, like, this isn't how we do things, God. Like, our arrangement, and I realized, okay, my whole vision of God was distorted. I thought, God, so God is, I do my thing and I'm like loyal and faithful to God, and then he's going to do his thing. He's going to protect me from evil and suffering, and one day I'll go to heaven, so, I'll live a great life here and then I'll go to heaven, so very, very American, like,
Santa Claus God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think
it's real,
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I mean, I think there's so much more I want to say on that. I think we're at what, 7:20. So maybe this is a good.
Oh yeah.
So guys,
yeah.
for our lovely friends on our chat, do you guys have any questions? Or if not, we'll just work on moving into part 2. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Love you, lady.
Yeah, Tammy, thank you. Yes, truth, growth does come from suffering. I had to learn that. Yeah.
Yes.